It was a Wednesday shrouded in a gentle mist, the kind of day that slips by quietly, without any sense of occasion. My boots squelched through shallow puddles, poorly chosen for the wet weather. A mutual friend had arranged for us to meet for lunch at a lively diner, where the air buzzed with conversation and the clatter of dishes created a warm, chaotic soundtrack. He wasn't the loudest in the room, not the one holding court, but his laughter, raw, unfiltered, caught my attention. His name was Liam. He didn't try to impress me with clever lines or practice charm. Instead, he simply listened deeply, like he genuinely wanted to know who I was. He didn't glance away, didn't interrupt, just listened with real, quiet curiosity. He even remembered my dog's name. A few days later, he sent me a photo of a beagle-shaped keychain with a simple message: "This made me think of you." It was a small gesture, but full of thought. It made me smile. Still, I brushed it off, not because I wasn't drawn to him. I was completely. But I felt undeserving of the feeling. I had just ended a relationship that had burned brightly at first, only to fizzle into something heavy and draining. Not explosive, just quietly exhausting. It left me cautious, guarded. So when Liam came into my life, steady, sincere, free of pretense, I hesitated. My heart wasn't used to being treated so gently. But he never pushed. He stayed, offering small, meaningful signs of care. A text asking how my day was. A song he thought I'd like. Nothing grand, nothing performative. Just real. Eventually, I said yes to dinner. We went to a cozy bistro nestled downtown, where the scent of herbs filled the air and the room rang with quiet laughter. He held the door, pulled out my chair, and never once glanced at his phone. Everything felt easy. Almost too easy. And that unsettled me. Love, to me, had always meant effort. Decoding intentions, patching cracks, surviving the uncertainty. Liam brought peace. And I didn't know how to hold something so unfamiliar. Still, we kept seeing each other. Nothing official. Just simple, flowing moments. But I kept my guard up. When he got too close, I'd joke. Change the subject. Keep pieces of myself hidden. He noticed, of course. One evening, after another quiet dinner, we were walking back when he stopped and looked me in the eye. "You don't have to guard yourself with me," he said softly. "I'm not here to hurt you." I smiled faintly, but said nothing. Because part of me didn't believe someone who said those words would actually stay true to them. Then came the night I pushed him away for good. He had chosen a beautiful rooftop spot, strung with twinkling lights, soft music playing, a gentle breeze brushing past us. He asked about my week, and as I talked about work, he listened as though every word mattered. Then came the quiet moment, the one that invited truth. He leaned in slightly, looked me in the eyes, and said, "I really care about you, you know." A wave of panic surged through me. I looked away, laughed nervously, took a sip of wine I didn't want, and I replied, "You're incredible, Liam, but I'm just not ready." I tried to say it kindly, with a smile to soften the impact. But I saw it. His eyes dulled slightly. His shoulders squared, as if bracing for something. He nodded. A faint smile crossed his face, one that masked the hurt, and he quietly asked for the check. No protests. No pleading. Just dignity. He paid the bill and looked at me one last time. "Take care, okay," he said. And then he walked away. I stayed seated, staring at the table, trying to convince myself I'd done the right thing. I wasn't ready. He deserved someone who could give him everything, not someone still carrying the weight of the past. But beneath that reasoning, I realized I wasn't doubting him. I was doubting me. He saw sides of me I hadn't even faced. And rather than let him in, I closed the door. Gently but completely. I told myself I was sparing him pain. But really, I was protecting myself from being fully seen. From receiving a kind of love I didn't believe I had earned. That night, I checked my phone. Nothing. I scrolled through our old messages, memes, goodnight texts, small notes that had once felt like warm hugs. They still carried that same tenderness. The next morning, still nothing. Not blocked. Just gone. I wanted to reach out.
To say something.
Anything.
But what could I say?
That I didn't mean it? But I had. In that moment, I believed I wasn't ready. And maybe I wasn't. But readiness isn't something you find. It's something you choose. And I hadn't chosen him. Days turned to weeks. Then months. I went out with others. Some made me laugh. Some were exciting for a moment. But none made me feel safe the way Liam did. And I came to realize, safety isn't ordinary. It's rare. A gift. One afternoon, while picking up groceries at a familiar market, I spotted him across the street, hand in hand with someone new. She looked at him with a softness I never let myself express. She held him like he was hers, completely. And he looked content. Lighter than I'd ever seen him. That's when the truth landed. He hadn't waited. He'd found someone who didn't flinch at love when it arrived. I never reached out, not because I didn't ache to, but because I knew. He'd found someone who recognized his worth immediately, without needing time to weigh it. Sometimes we don't lose people because they stop loving us. We lose them because they realize we'll never love them the way they love us. And maybe that's the deepest wound. Not that they left, but that we gave them every reason to go. So if you ever find yourself across from someone who truly sees you, and your instinct is to pull back because it feels too gentle, too real, too right, stay. Don't let fear guide your heart. Because saying I'm not ready is often just another way of saying I'm scared. And telling someone you're incredible can be the beginning of a quiet goodbye. I told Liam he was incredible. I told him I wasn't ready. He smiled faintly, paid the bill, and walked away.